Alright, let's see. Is that working now? Okay, great. So we got that up and running. Cool. Now just to make one quick little jump to our little thing. Can I? No, I can't do anything with that. Oh, that's fine. But, yep. Just gonna be a chill little stream. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too wild. Just your standard shenanigans. I could have swore I put a damn thumbnail and everything. What the hell? Stupid damn restream. Okay, great. Uh, Put that there. Pin. And we're done. Great. So, the, this is just more or less just me wanting to do something. I can't really focus on, other games that I got on the docket, you know, because I'm having some issues with my emulator for Edge of Time, and it kind of makes things a little bit of a drag. I really just don't want to be doing that until I fully figure out what to do about that. Also, I just feel like doing something chill, just kind of relaxing, more or less. So I'm just gonna like play Power Wash Simulator just because I find it soothing, I find it relaxing. Plus, I can kind of just chit chat with anybody that's there who just want to ask me just random bullshit, and I'll just yap away for however long. You know, like that's just the premise. It's just like I'm just gonna play around with this game that does not really take that much focus, and just yap. You know, a free yap session. That's all it is. Just my excuse for it. You know. So that's all. That's pretty much all we're doing. You know, uh, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. Just I'm gonna yap. I'm gonna yap. I'm gonna have a good old time. So I'm gonna just do 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 do. Yep. A little slow on the feed, but I guess it's fine. Like, I thought about doing an absolute Batman video, right? Because I was on a stream with Sammy 3Pete. Shout out to him. And we briefly talked about absolute Batman for like a second. And I thought about trying to do another video. Because I figured, hey, it's been a minute since like the last one. And there's been some stuff that's happened. Maybe I could like just put my 2 cents on it, get in a couple of views. But when I jumped in on it, I tried to record it and it just didn't feel like it. Like something wasn't working. That I don't know, maybe I was forcing it or I just didn't have that drive. Just something just wasn't there. You know? Like maybe I needed a better plan of attack when it comes to that video. I don't know. I know I wanted to do one, but the problem is I don't know where would I go with it. Because at the end of the day, you can only really say, book, I don't like book for X reason so many times before it becomes a little bit redundant, even by my standards. So you just kind of, and I'm trying to figure out a way to like reword the same things I say, at least somewhat interestingly, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe I have to do a different take on it. Maybe just talk about a different absolute title, maybe. Like, maybe just talk about Flash, because I did kind of do a video for Wonder Woman, but maybe if I did if I did, like, an actual better one, like, then that would be better, because then I could just go, hey, I like Absolute Wonder Woman because of X, Y, and Z reasons, and maybe go into more into depth of, like, why that book is better than Batman, and that's it. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know. It's like, I know that I want to do something. It's how I want to go about it is, like, it's like a whole nother fucking can of worms. You know? But hey, it is what it is. You know. Like, because I mean, what did they do? They had that whole annual issue with Batman where he was killing white supremacists, and that was like, oh, that was a hot, like, charged deal on Twitter for a good long minute. And when I like put my hat in that ring for a second, whoo, did I get some people like just calling you every horrible thing in the book just because you had issue with how people were taking a thing. And it's just like, whoo. And I didn't even want to talk about that in the video I was trying to do. I was like, too much. Like, too much craziness, too much retardation for me, too much autism. You know, it's just not for me, man. Not for me. I feel like did I get everything on this one? Maybe I did. Oh well. But yeah, you had that happen. Absolute Joker kind of got more explained a bit in the newest issue so far, and like all right, that's something that I could talk about, I guess. But when I was trying to talk about the issue, it just something felt wrong. Like maybe I need to rework get a better script idea. Maybe, I don't know. I just know it's like something wasn't there. Like, I didn't have that drive, that thing you kind of need for videos. So, it is what it is. you know. But hey, I don't know. Maybe this kind of thing will work out. Just kind of yapping it about my about the daily life while I'm kind of working on while I'm doing Power Wash Simulator. Because I could just kind of chill out. I don't really need to. Because it's not really one of those games where you need to worry about lore or big mechanics. You can just kind of go at it however you want to go. No problems. It's pretty chill. You can enjoy yourself and just yap away. Which I think this works. So even if, you know, I don't get many people watching the stream, I can at least just say, I can at least just have an excuse to be like, hey, I'm talking out to an audience, you know, even if they're lurking or doing whatever, you know. But I don't know. It's like I don't know what to do for. It's like I have like 2 videos in like editing purgatory where I don't know what I want to do before them, right? Because I have a video about Killmonger and Arisia from Justice League Unlimited, and that one's literally like a freaking good year or so old, and I'm yet to really tackle that in any meaningful capacity, and it's crazy. Like, I've been procrastinating that one for way too long. Then I was trying to do All Superheroes Must Die, because, like, I thought maybe I could do something with that, because that's not a movie I see get talked about a lot. And I thought, that could be something to do. But I couldn't figure out how to get around that one, you know? Because, like I recorded I did 2 recordings for that video. I did one where I did my usual, like, review style, where I just kind of babble on about certain stuff with the movie, what I liked about it, what I didn't like, you know, like, just normal. And then I tried a different recording, where I try to do, like, a breakdown of it, you know, where I break down, like, what happens in this scene and this scene and this scene, you know, kind of like how a lot of channels would do. And, like, they both wound up going to that, like, 15-minute to 30-minute mark, you know? And I just don't know what to do, and I feel like I have to, like, make, like, an entirely new recording, because it just doesn't feel right, like something's not there, you know? Like, I don't know. And that's, like, the most consistent theme I've got with videos. It's like, I don't know what to do. Like, because there's something missing from the process. Like, I don't know what it is. You know? Cab door, where's the damn... Oh. Come on. Whoop. Oh. Okay. Whoop. There was something. Whoop. Ah. Oh. Okay. License plates. Okay, probably they got the back one I gotta go get. Whoop. Probably not. Yep. The wheels? I thought I got the wheels. Cab door frames. Oh, right there. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. It's difficult, you know. Like you would think, like, oh, okay, you can figure it out. You know, it's like, but it's like it's weird having that wrench in your life. Like, it fucks up the video process. You know, like it's already kind of iffy to try to make a video on anything, but it's like when you have that moment where nothing feels right, like something is missing, it completely halts the process. And then you're just trying not to get burnt out or anything, like I've done before. And I was burnt out for a good long minute for right before I started really getting back into the grind. Because this was like early years, you know, when I was trying to cover like everything and anything under the sun. And eventually I just got like real tired of trying to keep track of everything. And that's when I put my implemented, like, I only cover superhero topics because that's just easier to do. You know? Like, be like, yeah, this is my thing. I like talking about it. It's easier for me because I don't have to worry about much. You know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I'll probably try to get back into it as soon as I, like, find some stuff. I don't know. Otherwise, the video process has been slow. I've been focusing on, like, a lot of other stuff going on, you know, a lot of work, a lot of real life stuff, like, that I gotta deal with offline. And then just kind of working on, like, stuff like the comic and whatnot, which that's, like, a whole process and a half. Mostly just trying to figure out how to, like, get things going, you know? Because the current process is the first issue is, like, already scripted. And it's being drawn as we speak. Like, I literally just got, like, the 10th page, like, sent to me. Like, it's all done. Like, 10 pages of it are done. Although it's a big honkin' 84 pages, so I got a while. You know. And then after that, like, it's a matter of, like, how do I release it, you know? Like, do I go to Kickstarter? Do I go to Indiegogo? Do I... Like, what do I do, right? Like, how do I release the book? You know? Like, how do I get it to where people are going to read it? You know? Like, there's a lot of factors that go into play, you know? But... So, it's like my mind's been, like, drifting a bit. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. Not like that's much of a change-up, anyways. You know? And I'm just trying to, like, get back in the grind, get back in the stable routine, you know? That's just how it is. Like, just kind of, hopefully you get back in the grind and make the most out of the situation. You know, that's all you can really do. At the end of the day, just hope for the best. Gunk. Do 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 do. Da, 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 da. You know. Maybe I could do that. I don't know, maybe if I... Thinking that maybe I could try to do this, like put this into... Like I could multi-stream this with Dermy on Saturday, because that's a thing I could do. Because I do pop in on that Saturdays every now and again for stuff, so... Maybe that could be something I do, because then that would at least provide extra audio commentary, although that would be questionable audio commentary, given the nature of Dermy and crew. You know, questionable on a good day. You know, but I don't know. I'm just spitballing thoughts, because it's just this is just a glorified yap session. Let's see, get up further. There we go. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. There. Yep. Come on. I'm gonna do this. Sneak in there. There we go. Oh, there it is. This. And I think probably. Yep. Is this all good there? Mechanic. We'll do that later. Gotta get these legs. Oh, probably fine. There you go. How long have I been at this one? Oh, wow, half hour. Time flies. Well, let's see. What else have I been doing more or less? You know what? I've been on a Law and Order kick lately. Like, I've been watching the OG Law and Order show. Like, start from completely way at the beginning of season 1. And I've kind of more or less used that as like my comfort show that I can kind of listen to. I don't always have to pay attention to it because most of the episodes are all self-contained, like standard procedural cop shows are. You know, and I can even fall asleep to it. It's pretty nice. But it's kind of crazy to. It's kind of wild to see like their earlier episodes, and like how there was things they that was network television, mind you, network television that was on NBC, like, and the shit they could get away with, like they were saying slurs and saying retard and all this stuff, like just right off the bat, and it's wild. And it's just like, wow, network TV used to be crazy back in the day. But it's enjoyable, you know. I get to like, because it works pretty good, especially if you are looking to fall asleep to something that's easy to like kind of listen to. I try not to put anything like too wild, like no crazy action scenes or something, because like I get like weird ass like dreams from that, and it never goes well. Definitely not a horror movie, that's for sure, because that's just asking for trouble. So it's usually like either like a pretty chill drama or like whatever YouTube essay guy I could just pass out to, you know. But yeah, Law and Order is really good for that kind of thing, you know, especially if you enjoy it. It's like you can listen to it, you can fall asleep to it, you can have a good time with it, more or less. And I'm on like, what was it? I want to say season 9, maybe 8. Oh, probably 9, I think. And it's been pretty good. Like, it's between that and watching 2003 Ninja Turtles. I know it's like the most random like pair of shows I could just be like hardcore watching right now, but it just is. It's like I'll just like be like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and watch like a couple episodes of this or a couple episodes of that, and then call it a day. You know. But yeah, I do that, and it's just like, there you go. Like I'm like on the tail end of the first season of the 2003 Turtles, because, you know, back in the day, good old shows used to have like 24 episodes, and this has got like, I think like 26 or something, because I was on episode 25 when I stopped. And I'm pretty sure I got like that one and maybe one more episode, maybe 2, before I'm done with that first season. You know? And obviously 2003 Turtles, that shit slaps. Like, it just works, you know? Like, it's got some decent action. And it's kind of funny how they can get away with, how they have to get away with some stuff. Like, with Leonardo, he never really uses the swords on, like, any foot ninjas. So, he's only ever got to use them to deflect stuff. Maybe chop up a robot or something. But anytime he's using them, he always has to, like, kick people. You know? It is just, like, one of those details where it's not a detriment to the show, but it's clear, like, you know, the limitations, right? Because you can't just have Leo just straight up stabbing motherfuckers, you know? Like, at least not in the kid show format. But, you know, they get away with some stuff that, like, really works. And also, like, that Shredder, probably my favorite Shredder voice of all time. Something about it, it just hits right. Like, the voice actor's good, and then when he's got the helmet on, it's like, it hits that right effect, and it's like, ooh. And it's pretty much how I hear Shredder anytime I'm, like, reading any comic that happens to have him in it. You know, it's always that one actor. And it's crazy that he only really showed up for that show and then the movie that came afterwards. Like, he never did anything again, from at least what I heard. But I could be wrong. You know how it is. You hear things, you never know what the fuck. But, as far as I know, I don't think he did anything else. Like, he did that and then he just left. He left the gig and I don't know what happened. But, you know, it is what it is there. But yeah, Law and Order, that one was pretty good though. Like, especially it's like when you first hear about a show and you kind of start watching it, like scatterbrained, like I do when you only get them certain episodes here or there depending on what they air back in the day. Like, they don't get much of an exit. Sometimes they're just there, and then the next episode they're just gone. And certain characters don't get much fanfare when they're entered into the fray. Some have a little more leeway into it. I don't know. I just find it fascinating. You know? And I'm sure you all find it fascinating, just me babbling on about stuff while I'm playing Power Wash Simulator. You know? Just yapping away. Like, I would say there was one episode in particular for Law and Order that made me really stick around for it, like, because this was, what was it, season 3. Right, it was season 3 of it, of the show. It was like right near the tail end of it, right? So there was this whole, the episode starts with like this Bolivian couple. They get like gunned down at a restaurant, and it turns out that the victim who got shot, like, was a travel agent. And they do a little digging, and they come to find out that he actually works for various cartels in Colombia, I think it was, you know. And he's done some dirty deeds here and there. Apparently, he had upset a rival cartel group by killing one of their guys, and the cartel did not like that, so they sent the guy to go in and kill him, you know. And the cops, they're trying to find the assassin, and they're trying to do everything they can. They get a hold of the assassin's girlfriend and get her to talk and be like, all right, where would he go? And she's like, he'd probably be going to a gun dealer. And they go to a gun dealer, you know, to see if he paid him the gun, gave the guy the gun. And in that incident, it results in one of the two cop characters getting shot up and, like, almost paralyzed, you know, in the incident to get the gun runner. And they finally track down the assassin, they put him in trial, and they find him guilty, and it's like, okay, cool. They get him out in the courtroom, boom, assassin gets shot by some dude. And this guy puts up a defense going like, hey, I'll plead guilty to it because this assassin killed my son a few years ago, yada, yada, yada. You know, and the court's like, okay, plead guilty, blah, 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 here's your thing. And the lawyer of this guy goes, hey, we need to bring him Like, give him a day or two to, like, settle his wishes and say goodbye to his wife before we lock him up. And the court is like, okay, fine, we'll be sympathetic to him, yada yada. The district attorney then gets a phone call from the gun runner who said, hey, I know that guy on TV that you arrested that shot the assassin. He also worked for the cartels. And they're like, oh god, we gotta go find him. And it's like at the tail end of the episode, they're trying to find him. Turns out the guy's wife had already booked everything in. This guy is long gone. Like, and they're like, oh, what the hell? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we gotta find him. And it's like, well, we'll try everything we can. But then the big boss district attorney gets a phone call. And he goes, hello? He answers it. You know, you don't hear what's going on the other line, you know. But he has this, like, look of, like, oh, someone delivered him some bad news. And he goes, well, the gun runner that we interviewed that told us about this, he got shanked in the prison yard. The assassin's girlfriend, she got hit by a drive-by. The mother of the travel agent that got shot in the beginning, she got thrown out of a building. And one of the other district attorneys was like, wait, what about the travel agent's daughter? And the boss district attorney's like, oh, no, she got picked up by an uncle. But then the other district attorney has this, like, look of pure dread, and he goes, oh, she does not have an uncle. And then the episode just ends. Like, just like that. Like, that pure, like, oh, God. All that effort they put into it, like one of the main cast members getting nearly killed and put in a almost paralyzed state. All that effort, and it was for nothing. And just something about it, just that matter-of-factly thing, really sold that show for me. You know? It just, something about it just clicked in my brain, and I'm like, yep, this is the show I'm gonna, like, stick with as my little comfort show. You know? And I don't really talk about it, like, to anyone, because, like, how do you break that conversation? Be like, oh, yeah, I'm watching Law & Order. You know? It's like, oh, yeah? And you just go, yeah. And you don't really talk about it that much, because it's like, what are you going to do? It's not like something like, if you say, like Batman the Animated Series, where you could talk about it and be like, yeah, I love it, because this reason, that reason, or I find this character's thing going there. With a procedural cop show, it's just kind of like, you're just like, yeah, okay. You know? But hey. It's a show I like to watch, especially when I just kind of want to forget things and I don't feel like trying to play guessing games with whatever the new thing is these days, you know. And I haven't even, like, jumped back into my, like, anime binge lately. Like, I feel like when I do that, I get, like, real into it and then I string myself out. But lately I haven't gotten into it. Like, I think I'll probably jump back into it now because I was watching My Hero Academia. I'm like 2-ish seasons behind on everything, and since now the show kind of is fully ended, I can actually, like, watch it fully. Like, I can just catch up and just finish the story. You know? Because I was always a late bloomer on My Hero, because, like, when I first heard about it, I didn't feel convinced, because it just sounded like, oh, it just sounds like a boring version of X-Men. Like, oh, what's so cool about that, you know? Like, it's all about, like, just in my head, when I hear, like, oh, it's all about school stuff, and I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be about all this lame shit with school, but then I had some people tell me, like, oh, no, it's not that, and of course, I had a little bias when it comes to shonen anime, because, you know, the Dragon Ball and the One Piece style where, or at least early One Piece, I don't know how they do it nowadays, but when they just only like did like 3 punches on each other per episode, and you're just sitting there going, please start fighting more, because I need you to like do actual more combat. And I was worried about that, because I did try to go, I tried to watch One Piece again, you know, because I had watched the 4Kids dub, the infamous 4Kids dub, and I was like, all right, I'll just jump onto where I think I left off. And when I left off at the time, it was like very early on, like right when Luffy and gang were fighting those cat pirates. And I'm like, all right, I'll just pop in right around here, because that'll work, right? And then once I started to notice, like, oh, they're not really doing a lot of fighting. They're doing that thing they used to do, where they throw like a couple of punch and then they spend like 10 minutes talking about what they're doing, and it's like, oh god, no, I'm not gonna make it. And maybe they changed up the formula, I don't know, but I did not feel like trying to continue the One Piece adventure. Plus, it's like a whole 1,000 episode stuff, and yeah, that's a skill issue. I know that's probably what Adam would say, but like, I just did not want to do it. So I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'll just watch some other shows that tickle my fancy, and I still have a backlog of them. Like, I still have a backlog. I think, like, what do I got? I still gotta watch the damn Spy X Family movie before their new season pops. I got My Dress Up Darling season 2. What the fuck else do I gotta watch? Oh, I have Loser Ranger, which I gotta watch the second season of that, because I just got done with the first season. And then what else? I feel like there was something else. I feel like there was something else that I had in my backlog folder. I don't know. But I know that it's, like, there, you know? I don't know. Wait, can I... Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna continue Attack on Titan, but then I got told, like, not to do it because of the ending, which kind of sucks, because I was off season 3. That was when I ended it, because it was, like, right at the end, like, when the Eren and them get to the beach, and it's, like, revealed that there's a whole new enemy out there that they gotta contend with, and it's like, okay, cool, I want to see it, and then I got told, no, don't bother, because the ending is terrible, and you'd be wasting your time, and it's like, well, I guess that's it, then. Can't bother watching that. You know? You know. It is what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'll drop some of the stuff I got on my backlog and just watch some new stuff. I don't know. I know there was that, fuck, I don't remember what that one was. It was something, it's that new Kamen Rider anime, like, where it's not, like, actual Kamen Riders, it's, like, fanboys of it, and they're, like, really passionate about it while they're also fighting bad guys. Like, I really want to check that out, because I definitely am into Kamen Rider, although I do need to kind of catch up. I do need to catch up on the new one, and also kind of watch the final Super Sentai, because I had, like, the last one I was watching was Boon Boomger, and that one was good. I had fun with that, but I didn't get around to watching the new one yet. I hadn't even started like one episode, and now it's like, oh, it's like the final fucking Super Sentai for now, until they figure out like what the hell they're gonna do, and it kind of sucks that that's what happened. It's like, oh, and it's clear that it's like all Hasbro's fault for it because like the toy sales, because Hasbro fucked it up when they bought the damn license. They just bought it, and they're not gonna make any fucking toys of any of the seasons because, oh, we'll just make our own seasons. Therefore, we don't have to use the Super Sentai license. Therefore, we don't have to make toys. And Bandai and the Super Sentai guys got fucked because, well, you can't really do a whole lot of toy merch when you're not allowed, when you don't have the fucking deal. And it kind of sucks. It's like, oh yeah, you can maybe make a SH Figure Arts here or there, but like for your average collector or just straight or standard kid stuff, like you don't get that, man. And it's kind of like, ugh. Which is kind of annoying with Hasbro, because like they fucked up the license for Power Rangers real bad. Like, and I'm pretty sure it's just all because they couldn't figure out how to milk the damn toys like they can with the G.I. Joe or Marvel, you know, where Marvel, like, since it's all like mostly skin tight outfits with maybe some overlays here and there, they can just be like, all right, use the same like 5 body parts, there you go, we don't have to pay this much for a new mold here and there, but, and then we can just re-release it, like, because Spider-Man's got like 80 million fucking costumes. Iron Man's got like 80 million armors, you know, so on and so forth. So it's like, there you go. You always have an infinite amount of variety. Like, there's limitless options. And you don't have to do a whole lot. But with, but yeah, it just gets to that point. They never know what to do. Completely squandered it, man. Like, they just milked the Mighty Morphin brand like fucking nobody's business. And it's like, okay, yes. Like, we get it. Like, we get it. You know, it's the first one. It's the one everybody's gonna know. So it's like, yeah, sure. It makes sense why you would want to go back to that, obviously. But the problem with it is, like, you tried to milk it way too fast, way too quick. Like, you thought it could just be like a Spider-Man thing, where you could just make like 20 million of them and you'd be fine. But the problem is that doesn't work with that license. Especially when, sure, the Mighty Morphin team had some swaps of characters here and there, but they were still in the same damn outfits. And all you were doing was giving them extra head options, which is like, okay, but not many people are going to be using them. Like, I got a shitload of those Power Rangers, but I don't fucking use their head sculpts, because I just want the suits. I want the characters, you know? Like, the heads are fine. Most of them are. There's been a few, like, real weird stinkers. Like, there's some that just look bad. I think Billy's original head sculpt looked bad. It looked like Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, they did him dirty with that. Plus, a lot of the females kind of just had that bad look. Like, I think they were still trying to figure out the face printing tech, you know? But yeah. But yeah, they were just terrible with their choices, man. Like, did I need to have, like, 5 different versions of the goddamn Mighty Morphin team? Because it's like, you have the initial roster, then you have, like, Dragon Shield versions, then you have the shiny, like, sparkly version, which I don't know what the fuck was the point of that. Then you had the metallic version. Then you had the remastered version, which was like, what the fuck are you doing? Which is like, this has all the accessories. It's like, what do you mean? It's the same exact goddamn thing. like with just a bunch of extra shit that I don't even that I feel like you could have just put in there, you know? And of course, like a lot of Power Ranger fans, they've been wanting like characters from other seasons because you know, crazy to say, in the 30 years that Power Rangers has been around the block, there are other seasons besides Mighty Morphin. You know, like people wanted more SPD or you know, or Ninja Storm or stuff like that. And we barely got anything from like the seasons we did get. They left so many damn teams incomplete. Hell, I think they even started a team that they didn't even complete, like on the last freaking show, on their last lineup, because they had what was it, RPM Yellow, like the only character from her team to get a figure, and and that was it. And it was ridiculous. And I really wanted to get that Turbo Red, but the freaking aftermarket price, ugh, it was insane. Like people were trying to charge like $100 for that bitch, and it's like, what the hell, man? Like you damn scalpers. What the hell is the damn? I swear. All right. Backplate. Ah. Okay, fan belts, low leg hinge lowers, shoulders. Fan belts. Okay, probably down here then. Right? Okay, leg hinge lower. Okay. So it's one of these. Probably one of these ones that I didn't. Yep. Okay. Okay, so now it's a fan belt. Wherever that would be. Okay. Exhaust. And unless it's where the fuck would the fan belt be? Whoa. Fan belt guard, okay. Okay, so then that would mean let's right here. Wait. Ah. There we go. But yeah, like, I had like fucking 80 different versions of the fucking Mighty Morphin team, and then barely got the teams that we did want. And then they had the deluxe monsters, which was like, okay, I get the idea, but you're wasting all this money and sculpt on characters that literally only pop up one episode. Like, they are Monster of the Week episodes. That's literally where the gimmick came from, you know? When you could have been saving that that money and sculpt for, like, characters people wanted. Like, when I'm thinking of, like, the ideal Power Ranger lineup for figures and stuff, is, like, you get the main team, you get the main heroes, like, you get that roster, you get their 6 Rangers, you get the generic soldiers that they fight at that season, then you get their villains, you get their leader villains, and then you get their crew. Like, that's what you do. And maybe if you feel a little special, you might toss in a monster here and there, but, because that's all you need. Like, that's all you need for it. You don't need, like, I'm sorry, but I don't know how many people were clamoring for fucking Bryan Cranston Pumpkin Man. Like, sure, it's niche and cool, but it's like, dude, they're Monster of the Week characters for a reason. Like, let's be real, guys. Like, let's be real. Like, you know. Well, you know, it is what it is. They fucked up that line, and now they gave it to just toss it over to Playmates, and they're just gonna be doing Mighty Morphin again, which is like, yeah. And therefore, any interest in anything in the Power Rangers Super Sentai either has to come from third parties or the occasional SH Figure Arts, which is pretty fucking sad. Because Bandai barely touches that line as it was in the heyday. And even though they brought it back, they only really do it for, like, certain characters here or there. It's like, it's not like Kamen Rider, because they'll milk the shit out of a Kamen Rider line. Because they always have, like, 5 different outfits for every, like, power-up they do. So it's like, yeah, here you go. They can milk, like, one season of Kamen Rider for all it's worth and have no problem with it. With Super Sentai, it's not quite that. You'll maybe get the... Like, maybe you'll get the Red Ranger, obviously. But beyond that, it's like... total crapshoot about what you're getting out of that. And it sucks. It really does. You know? Because there are some really good, like, characters that should get some figure forms. But... I would have loved to get Korag. I would have loved to get Korag. I would have loved to get some more SPD stuff, you know. Some Ninja Storm stuff, but we never got that. And it's kind of annoying. But, you know. It sucks. But, you know. It does what it does. Now, if, like, a different company got a hold of their damn license to do figures, that would be cool. The problem is, Hasbro's got the damn rights to Power Rangers as a whole. It's like, And they fucked up that shit so much. Like, you were doing alright with the seasons they had, because it was like, alright, you had the Beast Morphers, which was like a nice little experiment. It was like, okay, it did the job. It did the job. Then you had like Dino Fury, which was using the Ryu Soldier stuff, and I was pretty interested in that. Some of it was just like, yeah, it didn't really fit for me because like, obviously they gotta. When you see the Sentai, and you try to watch like the regular Power Rangers, you just can't because like Power Rangers just has this very super cheesy comparison to its Super Sentai counterpart. Because while yes, both shows are meant for children or like young adult age, Super Sentai just hits it at a different level where they treat their kids with a little more maturity to it, and it's like, oh, okay, wow. And it's just different when it comes to like their stuff, So it doesn't really. So it's like it's hard to watch. But I only ever paid attention to it because, just to see what they did differently. And with some characters, it was like, okay, they did some tweaks here and there. It was like, alright, fine. Nothing major. They did their 2 seasons, and then they were kind of. They did their 2 seasons, they were kind of done with things, They were using, like, suits from different seasons of Super Sentai to make the show work, which is like, okay, that's a choice. But then, when they got to that final one, that final season, when they wanted to go original, and it was just the same cast, with the same helmets, just different god-awful suits, and that was like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And it's like, the concept was like, not bad of an idea, like, oh, Lord Zed is out and about again. He's causing some havoc. Let's have some veteran Ranger characters mentor this current team to help them take on Lord Zed. Okay, cool. But it was like completely butchered from everything. It's like, oh, why would you do this to yourselves? And it's just like, just painful, man. Just painful. And then after all of that, just, so they could say, hey, we have a female Red Ranger, even though that's, like, multiple shows have already had that. Like, SPD literally had the first female fucking Ranger. Dude, and she was a villain, too. Like, yeah, you had everything there when, so you couldn't just say, oh, we had that. And it was just so dumb, man. Like, and now we're waiting on some new show, which I don't know how that'll go. I dread it. I fear it. I think the only thing I really look forward to that I enjoy is, like, the crossover comics nowadays. Because, like, you have stuff like the Power Ranger TMNT crossover books. They're on their 3rd one now, and I love it just because it's just pure cheese and fun and fan service. Like, and it's like, oh, I want all these things to be... I want toys made out of these things, because, like, they have a whole bit where Zed and Shredder tap into the Morphin Grid, and they're giving morphing powers to all their characters. So you're seeing, like, Goldar and Bebop and Rocksteady turn into Rangers, and it's so fucking cool. And you're just sitting there like, I want toys of these, man. I don't want Mighty Morphin for the 500 fucking time. Just give me these, man. But, it is what it is. Like, it sucks, but it's just how it goes. You gotta take what you can get. Because it is fun. And, a lot of the crossover books with Turtles have been pretty fun. Like, The Batman ones have been always kind of wild and fun. They've been enjoyable. The Power Rangers ones, always a blast because they just fit like peanut butter and jelly. It just works. The Godzilla one with the Power Rangers, that was fun. And they did like two of them, and they're even making toys out of the stuff there, which I'm happy with. Like, yes, please. Like, I want to get that Megazord that they do because that looked cool as shit. And of course they're gonna do a Turtles and Godzilla crossover, which I find really funny. I don't know how it will go down, but I am all for it. You know, like, cause they're just crossovers that just work, and you're into just for the sheer curiosity of it. And then there's just crossovers that just like make no sense at all, and you're just like, but why? They don't fit. Because it's like, if you do something like, okay, Batman and Spider-Man team up, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Like, cool. I like that idea. Or, you know, Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. It's like, right? That makes sense. It's like, because it's like, all right, they're characters from a particular medium. They represent two stuff, and it's like, okay, nothing's. You can honestly believe, yeah, they exist in the same world, and it's just usually depends on how the guy writing the damn crossover is gonna do it. At least that's how I view it. Let's see. Let me refresh my chat. Because I don't know, sometimes this shit can be a little glitchy. Sometimes it's not working right, sometimes it's not. Well, how long did I do this? I did this about an hour and 9 minutes. Wow. Amazing how much yapping you can do. And no, I didn't even have anybody talking to me. Real schizo hours, boys and girls. But yeah. Yeah. What let's see. Well, all right, back to the grind. Come on, what are you? Alright, let me get the. Oh, guess I got it. Okay. Almost done. There we go. Now we can... Well... Oh. Alrighty. Wait. Oh. Okay. I don't think we have too much to deal with. I don't think. No. Ah, perfect. Upper walk. Okay, I think we got. What? No. Okay, so what am I missing? Wall columns and wall lanterns. Okay. Oh, everybody know? Okay. Oh, what do you know? I missed that one. Oh, I missed a little bit here. Okay, now what? No, still need wall lanyard, so guessing this one? No. Did I miss one? Okay, apparently there were 6 of them. Oh. Ah. Alright, what did I miss now? Now... Wall columns. Okay. Oh. Okay, but... Hmm? Okay... Did I get them all? Yeah, got all of them. So... Toilet door... Tiled wall shelf. There. Alright, what's next? The TV? Thought I got that damn thing. Unless there's that fucking... Ah! What the hell? Something that was lit up a little bit there. Okay, hold on. Radio. Okay. Short stools. Okay. Customer shelf. What? Customer shelf? Backroom table. Kitchen counter. What? Oh. Okay. Now what am I missing? Boxes. Ceiling fan. keep the... What do you know? Job well done. Well, I think that'll be enough for my power washing and yapping today. I mean, granted, I did kind of... I get a bit quiet at the tail end. I guess I can only yap so much, but I had a little fun with this. You know, it's just a nice, chill stream. I don't really need to do all that much. Just more like in the mood, and I think this went pretty well for itself. Like to thank anybody that was just lurking and just kind of listening in or checking in every so often. You know, I respect the grind. Uh, I don't know. I'll probably pop up on Saturday later. Might even be right now. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. But with that being said, thank you all for coming along. See you all next time.